Shorts. Oh no, that's my light on.
That took you way too long.
No, sorry, I'm not tech savvy. Hey guys, welcome back to Grinding Gears, episode 8 of Project Streetsweeper. This is the tank and pump again. So we started off this week with our rusty old tank after we found the petcock that was destroyed last week. Decided to have a look around, so went to YouTube. That's where I find out all my good ideas and how to do things. Checked out YouTube, and there were a few options that you could do. A lot of them were sort of acid based, so toilet cleaners, stuff like that, that we could put in the tank to clear that rust out of there. And there was one good video that had just white vinegar, so that was probably the best one for the environment. So we'll try and look after the environment here at Grinding Gears. So went and grabbed 8 litres of white vinegar from Coles and poured that in, left it in there for about 48 hours. Gave it a swirl around and tipped it out, and I couldn't believe, like, straight away it took pretty much all this rust and scale off the like the backbone of inside the tank, and just left a little bit of like heavy scale on the bottom. So we tipped that out after 48 hours. Through then I went and got, had 40 little bolts, so we threw them in, filled it back up for another day, and then tipped half out, gave it a wriggle around, and just to break up the rest of the stuff, and we got a fair bit more out of it. So that tank's probably 98% clean now, so pretty happy with the result out of that one. So we just had to rinse it out with water, but once it's had vinegar in there and the metal's so clean, it flash rusts like probably within, I don't know, 2 minutes. So you have to, after you use the vinegar, have to neutralize it with water. And then we just tipped in, we had some, like a bottle of inox, so inox, WD-40, anything like that. Just throw that in and swirl it around and make sure you coat all the surfaces so it doesn't flash rust. You end up in the same position as you did before. So the L that we took on the fuel pump, I'll tell you what, like the fuel bowl that we made. So I went to the experts at Clark Rubber and asked for some fuel resistant rubber, told them what I was doing, and they gave me this beautiful rubber. We put it all together. I filled it up with fuel and sat it there for 3 days, and then everything was looking really good. And then day 3 I came in because we were going to try and fire the thing up, and there was a little split right here on the outside of this rubber, and you know, that was just red flags. So I pulled it all apart again, and you'll see, we'll throw a picture in. There was just a mush of rubber in the bottom of the fuel pot, so that was another fail. So had to talk to one of our local mechanics, Bart. He's down at Bart's Automotive there at Runaway Bay, if you ever need any good work done by an honest bloke. He's the man to see. So Bart said, why don't you just cut that 1.6 base plate off and try put it a bit thicker. So I've done that. So it was version 3 now of that of that fuel pot. So cut that off again, welded a new one on. All I've got to do now is finish the, I don't even know where it is, somewhere. I might have thrown it in the bin again, I don't know, it's somewhere. Oh, it's up there behind Jack. But so we've made it pretty much as flat as we can get it, and then I've tapped some M6 holes in it, so we won't have to weld captive nuts on the inside now. We're going to hopefully just seal those bolts up and she'll be all good. And I've got a little bit of gasket paper just to take up. So this thing's like, I'm going to spend my time on this to try and get it to seal 100% this time and not worry about rubbers or sealants or anything else, and just have a really super smooth finish. So then we had another little disaster with the fuel pump. We had some the black wire snapped off the, like, right at the hard plastic. So again, went to YouTube I went to Google and had a look on Google, and apparently it's a super common occurrence for 2009 to 2016 KX450s for the wiring to snap off your fuel pump. So, and a new fuel pump for one of these from Kawasaki here is $800. So it's worth trying to fix. So there's another video on YouTube that I just copied the guy off there. He just dremeled out the hard resin down to the copper, I don't know what it's called, down as far as we could get anyway. I'm not an electrician. So we just dremeled that out, got some soldered the wires back on, and then we've just filled it up with some RTV, which will harden, and that should be all good to go. We'll just slip some more heat shrink over. So I've heat shrunk the wires before I put the RTV on as well. So then I'll just put some more heat shrink over it just to try and hold it so it doesn't snap off at that area, and we'll try and support that wire as well so we don't end up in the same problem. So we've also come up with another solution for our radiator hose. I just went to the local flexible hose suppliers, and they had a 20mm elbow, because we've got to go from here from 16mm hose, and then the inlet to the KX motor is 20mm. So I've got some 20mm hose, and it's a 90 bend, so I can come up over and I can hide the just in here I can hide the join, so you won't even see the join. It'll just look like one piece of hose, and I've got a 16mm to 20mm joiner, straight joiner, so we can just blend that in and you won't even know it's there. So that's about it. I don't know what we're doing next. If we can get this fuel pot to seal this week, then we should be firing her up. But other than that, who knows? We'll be doing something. We've got foot pegs to do. We've got chain. Oh, I got our new little front light for it today. I still got to space that shock out. I got heaps to do. I got 1,000 jobs and not many weeks to do it. So that's all for now, and we'll catch you on the next one.